はじめまして、YouCanSpeak 開発者の木下と申します。これから YouCanSpeak について、その特徴のお話をしたいと思いますけれども、この説明自体が皆様にとって英語の Hearing の練習になるように、これから私はすべての説明を英語でしたいと思います。Well, I think you want to speak English fluently.And that's exactly what YouCanSpeak offers you. Speaking and hearing are two different things. A different part of our brain is used for hearing and speaking. And if you don't understand this fact, you may misunderstand the method of English study. For instance, there is an example that someone has 100% hearing ability, but 0% of speaking. When I was working in America at an American firm, there was a boy working in my lab as a part-time job. His parents came from Czechoslovakia as refugees, but he was born in America.When his parents came to America, they didn't speak any English, so they talked to each other in their own mother tongue. And when this boy was born in America, naturally, he started to speak English, but his parents talked to him in their own language. So this boy understood everything his parents said to him. So one day, I asked him, "How do you say, 'How are you?' in Czech?" And he said, "Well, I don't know. If I hear it, I understand, but I cannot say that." I was greatly shocked because he understood everything what his parents said, but he couldn't say even one word in his parents' language. This means that it is possible that we can have 100% hearing ability but 0% speaking ability. Because as I told you, a different part of a brain is used for hearing and speaking. So if you want to improve your speaking ability, you have to train the speaking part of the brain. And there is another misunderstanding that many people think that the best way to learn English is to live in an English-speaking country like America. But it is not necessarily so. It applies only to children under the age of 9. If you are very young, then if you live in America, you learn English naturally, unconsciously, without any effort. But if you're older, you struggle a lot because our brain works differently, functions differently according to our age. I have divided the lifespan of our life into 3 parts. The first part is ages between 0 and 9. If you are 9 years old or younger, and if you are put in the right situation, for instance, if you want to learn English, if you are put in an English-speaking environment, you learn English naturally, unconsciously, without making any effort, and it is very easy to learn the language. But you can also forget the language if you are put into a different situation. For instance, if a Japanese child goes to America with his parents when he's very young, maybe 2 or 3 years old, in a few months, he would pick up English in a few months, and he becomes fluent in English. And he may go to an elementary school, and he doesn't have any problem with his English. But before he reaches the age of 9, his parents may return to Japan, for instance, and he returns to Japan also and enters a Japanese school. And within a few months, he forgets English completely. So, during the age of 0 and 9, you can learn a language naturally, unconsciously, but you can forget it quite quickly also. The second time period is the age between 10 and 12. The language you have in your brain during this time becomes your mother tongue. If you speak Japanese during the age of 10 and 12, the Japanese language will be your mother tongue. And if you have English in your brain, then English will be your mother tongue. But if you have both Japanese and English at this time, you'll be completely bilingual. And if you know more languages, you'll be multilingual. But after the age of 13, just to live an English-speaking environment is not enough to learn how to speak English. You need to learn English consciously. So if you misunderstand this part, you may not be able to speak English however long you study English.